It's not the bike's fault that you're getting dropped. It's the engine. What makes you a faster, stronger rider is actually putting in the work. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome. I am in Abu Dhabi at Hudayrat cycling track with the sun rising behind me, and we are doing a Q&A today. I hope you enjoy. I'll probably grab a coffee in a little bit and then head to my workout. Question number one is, why do I keep getting dropped even though I have an expensive bike? So let's answer that question. It's not the bike's fault that you're getting dropped. It's the engine. Don't get me wrong, getting a new bike is fun, it hits the dopamine, it's shiny, it's cool, but what makes you a faster, stronger rider is actually putting in the work. And that's why if I go with a $20,000 bike and Tadej Pogacar is on an entry-level road bike, he is still going to destroy me. And it's not just the engine, it's also the computer. And here's what I mean by that. Not your cycling computer, not your Wahoo, your Garmin, but if two athletes have the same bike and the same physical fitness level, but one has the mental resilience to keep going and to push through the pain, and the emotional resilience to keep going despite that, that athlete is going to win. And so the way you speak to yourself and the thoughts that you say during tough intervals and tough times matter as well. And so the reason you're getting dropped is likely because you are trying to upgrade the frame before you upgrade the engine. And if you want to become as high level as your bike, as top tier as your bike, you have to train with purpose. Really, it's all about putting in the work. Proverbs says all hard work brings a profit. And so put in the work and you will see reward on the other side. Question number two had to do with gaining a competitive edge in cycling. Now, I'm all about the competitive edge, but before I go into that, a lot of us want the competitive edge and really focus on the finer details before we've actually mastered the basics. And the foundation, the basics, is going to take you a lot further. Instead of looking for that little supplement or the perfect workout that's going to boost your FTP or the small little thing, creatine and like whatever it is, the quick fixes, focus on the basics. Eat right, get enough protein in, get enough sleep in, train consistently, recover. All of these things are going to get you a lot further if you're doing them consistently for a long period of time rather than looking for some kind of quick fix. Yes, there are things that can give you a competitive edge. And number one, before that, I would say instead of optimizing the finer details, go for the basics. Master the foundation and then you can optimize the finer details. One of those finer details that I personally really like to give the competitive edge is in training. Push yourself harder and further than you would even though you're in pain. So like, let's say you have a 5-minute interval, do 5 minutes and 5 seconds. That way, you are literally going to just keep pushing through the pain regardless of how you feel, and that's going to give you a competitive edge as well. Question number three has to do with how can I make time to train if I'm really busy? So this is a fun one because I'm really busy as well. I wake up at 4 a.m. every single day to get work done. And most of my clients who are high-level CEOs and own their own businesses and just are also really busy. So how can you make time to train while you're really busy? Number one is choose to. Because if you don't make the choice to make time to train, all of the rest of these things that I'm going to tell you, you'll just be like, oh, I can't do that, I can't do this, can't do that. But you have to make the choice first. Once you make the choice to make time, then you'll find time is going to come. Because here's the deal, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. You and Elon Musk and the janitor next door all have the same 24 hours. So it's not time, it's priorities, that's the issue. And if you can really prioritize your training, then you'll find time, you'll make time. And that's why some of my busiest clients still make time to train, whereas others who don't really see this as a priority don't. But your fitness, your health must be a priority. Unfortunately, I talked to someone just the other day who has two like S-Works Dura Ace bikes, like really expensive, $20,000 each. But when it came time to talk about his training and investing in his health and fitness, because he kept on getting dropped and wasn't able to keep up with the group, and it came time to talk about that, he said it was too expensive, even though it's a fraction of the price of his bike. But really, it wasn't about it being too expensive, it was about priorities. He preferred the status of having a nice bike over the health and the fitness. And so make your health and fitness a priority. Next up, here's some practical tips. And I'm actually putting together a document. So if you do want this document completely free, I'll send it to you. It'll be done by tonight. I'm just making it look pretty. You guys can DM me on Instagram if you want the document, and I'll send it to you for free. That's probably the best way to do this. Anyways, some practical tips. Number one, wake up earlier. Literally 15 minutes throughout the week, each day earlier is 105 minutes of training time that you wouldn't have had before. So wake up those 15 minutes earlier and you'll see literally almost 2 hours worth of time. 30 minutes earlier, even better. That's 210 minutes worth of time. Number two, supersets. So if you're doing like strength training, for example, putting things together, or even compound movements. So doing a dumbbell deadlift with a row at the bottom and then back and up. So compound and supersets come together and can save you a lot of time. Number three, be very efficient with your training. Don't waste time looking for programs, looking for workouts, analyzing information. Just hire someone else to do that for you if your time is actually that valuable to you, because you will save dozens of hours a week, if not more or less, depending on what you're doing and who you are. But you know, you save the guesswork, you save the learning curve, you save all of that, let someone else do it for you, and you focus on the things that you actually enjoy, aka riding your bike, not analyzing information. If you don't have time as it is, you might as well use that time riding your bike. All right, question number 4 is a fun one. What is cycling culture like here in the UAE? Well, if you're watching this and you are in the UAE, you will know exactly what I mean when I say it is probably the best country for cycling. So where I'm sitting right now, if you can see in the distance there's a Colnago. It's a cafe, a Colnago cafe. This is called the service course, another cafe. This is a, I don't know, 20-kilometer loop maybe of just pure cycling track, no cars, meaning you are not in danger. You're not scared for your life. There's just so many cyclists here and it's such a cool community and there's so many events, and the UAE did a really good job at setting up a beautiful, gorgeous cycling environment and atmosphere where you can connect with other cyclists. And so there's gravel and mountain bike routes here as well, and they're building a velodrome, and this is all just on Hudayrat Island. So pretty cool. I personally love riding here compared to Canada, but that being said, I also do like Romania, not because of the cycling culture, but because of the scenery. But honestly, such a gorgeous country here, and they did a really good job. Cycling culture is amazing. Last question I'll answer real quick. Why is my heart rate soaring through the roof when I'm doing my intervals? Odds are it's not actually your heart rate that's problem, because heart rate can be affected by many things: your sleep quality, caffeine intake, food, stress, and so many other things. And so the two things that I always tell people to look at are your weight and your power to weight ratio. Obviously, the less weight you have, the more every watt will take you, the further and longer every watt will take you. And so you're literally carrying less weight. Now, there's a few ways you can do this. Either you can upgrade your bike to a super light bike. Fantastic. Problem is that's expensive and you only save a couple 100 grams. Option number 2, you can invest in yourself and literally save 20, 30, 40 pounds, because I know a lot of us need to, and that's not a bad thing. Number 2 is training. Obviously, when you're training more and training more intensely and training smarter with purpose, you will adapt to your training and the same efforts that you're doing won't feel as hard. And so really it's just a training thing. It's not your heart rate, and maybe it's your VO2 max, but usually it's not. It's just like you need to train more. And once you train more and recover and optimize everything and do as we were saying earlier, do the basics, build on the foundation and do them consistently, you'll notice that you're just crushing it with everything. And that's gonna take you a lot further. Cool, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go get a ride in and we'll catch you next time.